What's up, gang? I'm going to show you how to use the settings box for GRT for email, and then I'll show you how to use the GRT for email editor to compose your emails. All right, let's dive in. When you arrive on the GRT for email page, the first thing you see is this settings box. All you need to do is enter a font size you want to use in your email. I like 18, and then click the green button that says GRT my email. Boom. We don't have to worry about anything else yet. So now you've launched the editor and it's got all of your design settings. There's some more settings here. You can click advanced mode tab here and pull up all the stuff that's going to be rendering down here. You can change everything, but that's a lot to think about. Really, I like to do it so you compose your email, and then once you've got all your stuff in there, you can go back through and say, oh, I don't like the way this looks. I want to change that, or I want to change this other thing. And then you can make those changes after the fact. That's how I like to do it. Your mileage may vary, but bottom line, once our editor launches, we have this nice little space to compose our email. And you can type anything you want. But you're going to use these controls to format all of your email to make it look, make it look exactly how you want. So some things we might want to do, we might want to put in some subheadlines. This is regular text, but the text above I've turned into a heading 2. You can also add heading level 3, heading level 4, or even heading level 1 if you just want to blow people away. You've got other styles here too. You've got something called impact text and small text. So let's see what impact text does. So if we take this text and turn it into impact text, what it does is impact text is centered in the column of text, and it also is larger. So impact text uses your primary font, whatever selected as your primary font, it uses that font, it makes it a size larger, and it also centers it. There's times and places where this kind of thing is useful, but we'll turn it into small text now. Let's see what that looks like. So small text looks just like disclaimer text. You know, if you want to put a little note at the end of an email you write or something like that, small text might be what you need, like a disclaimer saying you get paid for clicking on links or whatever it is. We can also do stuff like we can do block quotes. And I'll change this back into a normal text. We'll turn it into a block quote. And there, now it's a block quote. And if you want to add a citation to a block quote, the best way to do that, since this is in the GRT email editor, with emails, you cannot use all the styles that you're used to using on like web pages or anything else online, things like for that matter. With GRT for email and emails in general, you can only use certain types of formatting. So we have to use what we can use in emails and not always like, oh, well, this would be the very best thing we can do. I'm going to try to show you what I think is the best thing to do for email right now. So if you wanted to add like a citation to this block quote to tell people who said it, you can hold shift and click enter, and you'll remain in the block quote. It will just shift down one line, and you could say, this is said by Chris Pearson. And then you could even italicize this citation to make it look more citation-y. Yeah, see, there we go, not too bad. So we got block quotes, we got impact text, we got small text, we've got our subheadings, we've got regular paragraphs. Now let's move on to the most fun thing. Also, so this is good to know. When you're inside an element such as a block quote, or we're going to explore callouts in just a moment. If you're inside a block quote or callouts, you can press enter once to start a new paragraph, but you can press return or enter 2 times quickly, and it will get you out of the block quote or the call out. So I just did 2 quick presses, boom, I'm out of there. Now we have room to create a new call out. Here is the call out text. So we're gonna make this not italicized anymore. And we will turn it into a call out. I'll select a note call out. And then if you change the first line of text in the call out to an H2 or an H3, it adjusts the spacing a little bit differently so that it looks good inside the callout, which is a cool little quirk. Next thing I like to do with callouts, whenever I include these in my emails, one thing I like to do to add inside the callout is a button. And the reason I have a button is because almost anything I send out is going to include a call to action. I want the person who receives my email to do something. The easiest way to get their attention to make sure they do the thing I want them to do is to include a button like this. But there's a trick to create a button. You can't just create a button in one step. you've got to do 2 steps. The first step is to turn it into a link. We do that by highlighting the text we want to turn into a link. We'll turn it into a link. We'll make it go to GRT calculator just for the heck of it. So now I just created the link. I'm not going to touch anything. You'll notice my button is still selected. With that selected, I can go up here to the call out and button drop down. I'll go to buttons, and then I can choose a button color that will be complementary to this blue call out. So I'll choose a yellow button. And there we go. Now I have a yellow button. Once again, I'm at the end of my call out. I'm going to hit enter twice quickly to get out of it. Boom, boom. And now I'm out. So we can also do basic stuff like numbered lists or bulleted lists. That stuff is really straightforward. It's just basic editor functions. You know how to do that. The other thing that GRT for email can do that you may not be anticipating is adding a salutation and signature, which are 2 common elements you're going to find at the end of an email. Now, another thing I like to add at the end of an email is a postscript. So if you're going to have a postscript, in other words, if the salutation and signature is not going to be the last thing in your email, go ahead and add the thing that's going to be last first. This is a trick for making it all seamless to work with. So we'll say, this is my postscript. Thank you for reading. And there we go. And so I'm going to go back up above it. Now I'll space it down 1. Now I'm going to add my salutation and signature. There's a little, you could play with this. If you added your salutation and signature last, you wouldn't be able to break out of that styling if you wanted to add something else after it. So that's just annoying. You can do it with the editor, but it's just convoluted. I'm just showing you the easiest way to get the results you want. So follow my instructions. You'll always be in paradise. So here we go. We're going to add a salutation and signature. Salutation is like the thing you say, see you later. And then signature, I'm going to add, I'll do my normal signature. We're going to insert and boom, look, there you go. So the formatting is a little bit different for a salutation and signature. We've got some little spacing changes there, things that make it look like a normal salutation and signature. So there it is. These are the tools you can use in the GRT email editor. This is everything that is allowed to be sent to big email inboxes. So Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook, all these guys, they have rules about what CSS styles you can actually use to have things look a certain way in emails. And not everything is allowed. So for example, right now, this button uses, this is just an illustration here, this button uses a semi-transparent border to create this effect to where it looks like a button, okay? Like especially around the bottom. Right now, Gmail has decided it doesn't like the use of transparent borders in its emails, so it won't allow that. So I'm currently going back through and retooling this a little bit to make this look amazing in all email inboxes. But this is just for your education here, so you understand not everything is available for use in emails. Things change a little bit all the time. These like Gmail's made big changes since 2016 about what you can and cannot do and how you do it. So GRT for email, I stay on top of all that stuff and make sure that the output from this is as current as it can be. But you need to know that why can't you do certain things? Well, probably because those things are not allowed in emails. And GRT for email only gives you the stuff you're guaranteed to be able to use. That way you really know what you're going to get when you type up your email, do all your formatting, and then send it out to your audience. You don't want to be surprised with them not seeing what you want. So I make sure that this tool is always crafted to show you as close as possible to the results you're going to get in Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook, etc. All right, so that's how we use the GRT email editor. And once you've crafted your email, you can move down the page and click the button to generate your email. But that will be the topic for the next video. Thanks for watching.